Welcome to Jobbed Out, the wrestling editorial that reminds you of whatever the hell this was.
Update on human species destruct order. 2 world wars and nuclear weapons indicate they may destroy entire planet themselves.
Any reason to spare them?
Only this data tape, an organization with a devoted following, known as the World Wrestling Federation.
Delay their destruction 100 solar cycles.
You never know. We might be saving the world.
A spoiler alert for you, the WWF definitely has not been saving the world. Today, in wrestling history, May 14th, 1995, the WWF, who at this point wanted to up their premium content from the standard 5 pay-per-views a year, launched its very first In Your House. It was the WWF's version of Clash of Champions, their like pay-per-view light. The shows were shorter than the Big 5, cost a bit less, but still progress weekly TV storylines. Basically, they are what the WWE Network B shows eventually would be. The show itself was, in my opinion, rather underrated. We got a great opening match with Bret Hart and Hakushi, a decent handicap match, which was incredibly rare at the time. The repackaging of Kwang into Savio Vega, a King of the Ring qualifier, even if it was a Mabel match, and a main event that I would definitely describe as both a very good Sid match, as well as a very good Kevin Nash match. The whole thing ran about an hour 40, and while the show wasn't perfect, I learned how I dislike Michael Hayes on commentary.
Hakushi's on foreign soil, everybody's yelling for the hitman, yes!
A referee whose foot is caught upside down, help him out!
It kind of looks good there, though.
And for a show that had so many policemen, they sure as hell couldn't stop anybody from running in and interfering all the time. Since this was right smack dab in the middle of the WWE's worst period in history, they needed a gimmick to sell this thing. And the gimmick was that the WWF was actually going to give away a house. A full-blown house in the middle of a golf course, but a house nonetheless. I'd still take that over some tiny trinket, a piece of plastic, or a coupon for WWE shop. But whatever happened with that? Over the course of the show, we could see by the entranceway a giant pool of envelopes, presumably over 340,000 entries, which was impressive because the show itself did 330,000 buys. And right before the main event, the man, the myth, the legend, Todd Pettingill and his WWF Mania co-host Stephanie Wyand did what Todd and Stephanie do. They brought a ton of energy and a bit of prop comedy to the show.
Too bad we don't have a rake.
A rake?
Yeah.
Where am I gonna get a rake?
I don't know.
The garage!
Yeah, try, Todd.
Wait, rakes!
Cool. Let's rake him up.
That reminds me of that pose, remember that?
God, I miss Pettingill. I wonder if I could ever score him for a shoot interview. Anyway, they select an entry, show it to 2 of the most 1985 people I've ever seen come out of 1995, and they make the phone call.
Enjoy the music until your party answers the phone.
Now hang on, give the guy a minute!
Oh, believe me, I'm gonna talk about that one down the road.
Oh, we gotta dial again!
But anyway, they make the call.
Are you watching right now? You win the house!
The winner was 11-year-old Matthew Pompasilli. Oof, good thing he doesn't need a mortgage. You know how hard it would be for an 11-year-old to get a loan approved? Didn't really matter, as down the road, WWE.com actually did an interview with Matt, who revealed that since the family had just moved from New York to Nevada less than a year earlier, they just ended up flipping the house by Christmas. Bit of a shame, but consider the other times somebody famous would ever give a preteen hundreds of thousands of dollars. Am I right? Now, like I said, the show ended up doing 332,000 buys. By comparison, WrestleMania that year did 340,000, and King of the Ring, 150K, making this show a huge hit and pumping a bit of success back into the sales of what people thought at the time was a sinking ship. They would follow up with 4 more In Your Houses that same year, none of which would give away a house, but that doesn't matter. Things were looking up for McMahon and company. Now with that said, did you watch In Your House? If not, you can find it on the WWE Network, but I do want to leave you with this question. What's the best prize you have ever gotten? Whether it's from a TV show, a company, anything of that sort. While I've won my fair share of hockey and baseball tickets in the past, I definitely can't compete with a freaking house. But let me know your story in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more because I want you in the conversation too. For now though, I better get my shoulders off the mat, so thank you for tuning in to Jobbed Out. I'll catch you next time.